Yeah.
Right.
She was
So
not
I
good.
come
Let me,
good
I need to add this on now.
Good
So,
stock.
so your mother didn't raise you.
She did not raise me. She left me with a lady. No, she left us first when she was 8 years old.
When you were.
Then
When
she
you
left
were
us with
8,
an
not
aunt.
when she was 8.
Yeah, when I was 8. Yeah, she left us with an aunt, and she took us down to Atlantic City for a summer, and then she left us with a lady there, and then took off and went to Florida on the back of a motorcycle. That's the last I ever saw her, just about.
Just about?
Just about. I saw her one time after that at Mom Dean's, and I refused to go in the house. I wouldn't even go in the house to see her.
Of course. You must have been angry, unbelievably angry.
So bad, yeah. So I think that might. No, I flew with my daughter Rachel when it died. Rachel was about 7 years old. I flew to Seattle, Washington. My mother was dying of cancer. So I flew.
But you
out.
flew to see her.
At the same
Why'd
time
you do
Dad
that?
died. Yeah, they died within 6 months of each other.
6 months of each other.
Why did you fly to see her?
Just to say basically goodbye.
Yeah.
And I had called her up before that and told her. Well, I didn't call her up to say, Mom, I forgive you for everything you've done to me.
No,
I
what he
told her
did, he realized that the animosity was hurting him more than her.
Yeah.
And so he called her up one night and asked her to forgive him for the anger and resentment that he held toward her. And she said, yes, I will. And then he kept in contact with his mother. And
They were
she
two
never, even though she
parents.
was the one who hurt him, she never apologized, but he never expected it.
Nope.
He wasn't expecting it. He just needed to forgive her.
Right.
That's amazing.
She had
You realize that's
scarred
amazing.
me bad. I mean, bad. One time I saw her when I was about 17 years old with my first wife before Barbara.
Where'd you see her?
In my sister's house by accident.
What was she doing at your sister's?
She was visiting my sister while I was there with
They
my
were closer.
sister before my.
Why would she visit your sister and not you?
They were closer.
They were close.
So Claire's sister, and so see, I get the advantage of being friends with Claire on a friend basis.
Your aunt.
My aunt, yeah. Well, I might have mentioned that lives in Seattle, Washington.
Right, yeah.
And so you took care of your dad, and Claire took care of the mom. Neither relationship, from what I can tell, was a friendly relationship or like based on
Right.
love.
No.
Right.
It was responsibility.
Responsibility. So
Yeah,
anyhow,
yeah.
she came up to visit my mother, my sister, and I was up there, and she knew I was up there somehow. So she called my sister and said, ask Eddie if it's okay if I come up. So I told my sister, when she comes up, I'm leaving. Now I'm going to show you how bad she scarred me. She walked up the steps with her then boyfriend, and I was with my girlfriend at the time, who turned out to be my ex-wife. And I walked past her, I walked downstairs. And when I got downstairs, now I'm 17 years old,
Right.
I actually shook and started crying.
Sure.
That's how bad she scarred me. And
She was abusive.
She was abusive, very abusive.
Well, I
Very.
mean, that's a given.
Physically abusive.
I mean, but before that, I mean,
No
before.
love. No love.
I'm sorry.
No love. I don't have a fond memory, not one. But it's okay.
I'm sorry though.
My counselor said, when I went to see a counselor after Rachel died, he said, so we got through the Rachel part, the grieving.
Right.
So he said, okay, he says, now, he says, we need to go back into your past. I said, no, we don't. He said, why not? I said, because I'm paying the bill and I said so. So he said, we need to, go through that so you can get over it. I said, listen, I said, I'm X number of years old. I don't need to dig up all that stuff and
Right.
rehash it. I said, it's
Right.
over, it's done. If I said, I was 20 years old,
Right.
25, and you want to dig it up, try to help me, fine. But at my age now, we ain't doing it. So he's another Marine also. He's a Marine.
Your counselor.
Counselor, yeah.
Wow.
I went a number of times. It was good.
It was good because
So you had just one sister from that
I
mother?
have one sister, yeah.
Okay.
She's a year and a half older
she
than me.
was
So were you ever close? Were you close with her? No.
there was too much
Nah, we fought the whole time growing up.
I mean, you weren't in a
We never.
you
lived
weren't in a
together
safe
hardly.
environment. So.
No, we hardly ever lived together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we only lived together for the first 10, 12 years of our lives. Then after that, she was there and I was there. So, but my life turned around when I met the Lord.
Yeah.
That's when my life turned around.
Yeah.
Because up until that time, I was really going down, spiraling down.
No, I think a lot of people would be pretty angry.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, and
And I
you
look
know,
back- and I look
legitimately.
And I look back and I say, you know, what? I could be angry, you know, mother and father, abusive and all that. And my first wife dying. I was in a car accident. My friend was killed.
No, what happened with your first one?
She died. Giving birth to my daughters. I have twin
So
daughters.
my twin sister,
that are 40
my half sisters.
44. It's in that track.
Same
I
age
gave
as
you.
Lydia.
It's in that
Yeah.
track.
Okay.
44 years old they are today. So my first wife died 3 days after giving birth to my twin daughters. And I was ticked off.
How does that
22.
happen? How did that happen?
Yeah, what was it that she died
An
of?
incurable disease.
No, it was
It's
related
rare.
to related to,
Hepatitis, I think it was. Something.
but she had that pale skin.
She had
No,
yellow
yellow.
skin.
Yeah, which is
Yellow, jaundice.
Jaundice.
Jaundice, yeah.
That's
Some,
jaundice.
she had a very rare disease that only like 3
But when you
people in the
get
country
pregnant-
had in a year. Something like that.
And when you get pregnant with
Taxes-
jaundice,
It taxes
your
liver or something.
immune system
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, because it
and
was brought
dies.
on by
And
the
they
pregnancy.
they didn't
did.
know it.
They have no.
They didn't have no
No.
clue. No,
No clue.
not.
So when he went
She
in and
died.
yeah, he was there.
I was there when she died.
When she died, he was there when Rachel died.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. So,
That is,
so if I wanted to be angry,
yeah, you could.
is your glass half full or half empty?
Yeah, and that's like it's like maybe a half inch in the bottom.
But through it all, before I became a Christian, I always said to myself, this is the hand I've been dealt. I gotta play it. And
Right.
then after my wife died, and the guy was killed in a car accident with me first, my wife died 2 years.
What happened now?
We were on our way back to the Marine Corps.
And the
Base.
driver.
And the
his
driver.
friend.
Where at? At
There's a
down in
Earl-
North Carolina?
tell 'em
No,
there's a-
Earl, New Jersey.
Oh,
There's a
okay.
Mustang
Yeah.
that had it was a brand new Mustang,
Brand new.
with seatbelts,
With
right?
seatbelts.
1966
Which was
66
a
months.
rarity.
right?
66
Right,
months.
yeah.
Had
Rarity
seatbelts,
back
but not shoulder seatbelts.
They weren't invented yet.
Strap
Right.
seatbelts.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And that stinking car had a
Exhaust leak
leak.
of some sort.
Brand new car had an exhaust leak. Put them both to sleep. Crashed into a back of the truck.
Well, actually,
A dump truck,
I
right?
didn't put me to sleep. I was sleeping because
Who was driving? He was
He
driving.
was his sister's car. So I'm sitting like this, and I felt the front.
Oh, wait a second.
Oh,
He
the
gets
strap.
into the car.
Right.
And he says, "What's this?"
This belt,
And,
this thing.
Yeah, this belt. And so
Right.
and the kid said, "Well, they're seat belts," and
Right.
he had only just heard of seat belts.
I had
so
never
he
heard of 'em.
Put the seat belt on,
Yeah.
even just to try out a seat belt.
Now, what Marine, 20 years old?
Yeah, put on a seatbelt on it. And had never seen one before.
Never seen one. Never been in a car. It was a 1966 Mustang. It was February '67, so it was a brand new car. Seatbelts had just come out, I think, in '65. I put it on. I said, "Oh, let me try it and see how it works." I put it on. I think it went like this, and I left it on. So we're going down the highway, and I felt his front tire go off. You know how the lip sometimes on the road. I felt the car shake, and I woke up and I said, "Joe, you all right?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Joe," I said, "open the window up, turn the radio on, and sing, but don't fall asleep."
Right.
I go back to sleep. Going down the road, I felt myself go around a circle. You know what circles are?
Yeah.
You still have them here?
They do. They're much smaller than
I
what
felt
we have
the
in
car
the
go around a circle, and the next thing I knew, I was sitting in a car, turned sideways, facing my friend Joe, who was slumped over the steering wheel. And all I could say, people come to the car, oh, my back. And Joe had one drop of blood on him, right there, one drop, come off my face. My face had been through the windshield. I had a hole through my mouth all the way through here. Both knees were cut.
His
They
back
needed
was
stitches.
broken.
My back was broke. And Joe was sitting there, slumped over with his tongue hanging out, and one drop of blood. I get to the hospital, and I get into the surgeon, and I said, "The track's called How's Joe?" I asked the doctor,
Where's Joe?
Oh, I asked the doctor, how's Joe, is what I asked him. And his short, abrupt reply was, he's dead. Not even Joe's dead, he's dead. He's dead, just like that. Boom, he's dead.
Nice bedside.
That's exactly what I thought. And the whole thing went through me while being in the hospital bed was, Joe's dead, I'm alive. Where's Joe now? But more importantly to me would be, where would I be if I were dead? I had no answer. Absolutely no answer. Absolutely.